The difficulty is, if this wasn't a case where Zach had been represented by specialist protest lawyers, which would disappear under the new proposals, and if he was represented by someone like Eddie Stobarts, I can't see that they would have gone to the they would go to the extent that his actual solicitors went to secure the evidence, which eventually helped him and Alfie get their acquittals. The work that they did, going and looking through hours of video evidence to find the material which supported their case, which showed the treatment that they'd suffered and which showed what the police officers were doing throughout the demonstration in terms of their treatment of student protesters. That evidence was crucial, and my fear is that under the new proposals, there simply won't be the time or the money available for solicitors to do that work. And that was so important for Zach and Alfie's case. If it hadn't been there, I don't know whether the verdict would have been the same. So it's crucially important that these things are properly funded. The solicitors that we actually had who represented Zach and Alfie, I think made a loss on the case because they went to such efforts to find this material. And if someone is being dictated to by a corporate entity that they've got to do the least amount of work possible, then they're just not going to go to those lengths. And there's going to be miscarriages of justice. People are going to be wrongfully imprisoned, families are going to be destroyed, and it's going to have a devastating effect on society. So they won't be able to be specialist solicitors because legal aid clients won't be able to choose who represents them. So all of that experience that's been built up over years of practice will be lost. The only way that these proposals work is by asking solicitors to do less work and barristers to do less work on individual cases in order to make ends meet and to meet their overheads. And it's simply not possible without getting unqualified people or to do the work, or to ask solicitors to do less work on a case, and points will be missed. There are hundreds of miscarriage of justice cases where the conviction has been quashed because of material that was found when someone else has had a look at it, delved through the unused material in the police's possession, asked questions about the forensic science or about the expert evidence, and managed to demonstrate that the person was in fact innocent. Big corporations will have to bid to do this work for the least amount of money, and that will cover the police stations, the Crown Courts and the Magistrates' Court work. And they will want to maximise their profits. That will mean doing all of the work in-house. And there will be no competition. There will be no incentive for these big firms to show that they are the best quality, they have the best quality barristers, because no one has any choice as to whether they instruct them. And so people will do the cases not because they are the best at it or they have a specialism in it, but because they are employed by the firm who happened to be on the rota when that person was arrested. Well, lots of people think that they're never going to need legal aid. And I've seen it time and time again, people who come into the criminal justice for the system for the first time. And they never expected to find themselves there, but it can happen so easily. People driving along and someone steps out in front of them and they find themselves charged with death by careless driving. Someone goes out for a night out, someone else starts a fight with them and comes off worse. Middle-class people who are acting in self-defence, and they find themselves charged with ABH. Thousands and thousands of examples. No one ever actually thinks that they'll need legal aid until they do. And if these proposals go through, they are going to be very shocked at what they find the position to be if they do end up charged, because there's not going to be the quality support and service that there is now and that is needed.